So, just like when I reviewed the manga a while back, which I had to then re-upload since there is a copyright troll going around giving strikes to a bunch of small manga channels, like myself, I decided to watch the anime for Ao-chan to see if I enjoyed it as much as the manga. And if you don't want to go watch my manga review, which I think you really should, I'll give a summary of my thoughts. It was a fun, enjoyable time. Nothing you would say is truly great or quality in any aspects. It's one you'd read a chapter of at night to wind down or get a good chuckle, which, speaking of the humor, isn't exactly deep either. It's just a bunch of misunderstandings and dirty sex jokes, which I do think is sometimes a fun topic to explore in comedy, as sex in some aspects is rather funny, and it's always nice to have a good laugh about things that are usually treated so seriously, especially here in America. It was a solid manga, but nothing ultimately that would be considered this life-altering experience, and it didn't need to be. Ao-chan is about Ao-chan, who spends all of her time studying and wasting her high school life as she hates men because her father is a pervy erotic novel author. But when the king of the normies, Kojima, a name Ao-chan gave to him, tries to get closer to Ao, she misunderstands these as advances that are more sinister in nature. So Ao-chan tries her best to turn him down swiftly, but in reality, Kojima is just a normal boy who wants to get to know Ao a little bit better. This is Ao-chan Can't Study. So just first of all, I want to talk about the story and what you can expect from it. This show is one of those misunderstanding comedies, just to give you an example. One scene has Ao-chan trying to figure out Kojima's size, and she tries to figure out while he's sleeping, non-consensual. As you can say, but he wakes up and Kojima thinks she's trying to hold his hand. But Ao-chan misunderstands and thinks he's saying that it's okay if it won't fit, and the rest is, as they say, really dumb history. This is every episode of Ao-chan Can't Study. It's never going to change, but this is where the length of the episodes come into play. Just like Why the Hell Are You Here, Teacher, this anime is just 15 minutes long. This helps really cut down on the repetitiveness of the show and lets you enjoy it in short bursts. And in this aspect, it's smart because I think 24-minute episodes is not only impossible, as there isn't enough source material anyways, but imagine going through an episode of just this concept for 24 minutes. Not fun, right? And this helps your character stand out a little bit more because you're not being exposed to their sheer lack of depth and other issues which arise with these kinds of anime. You can focus on the funnier aspects of these characters with getting these tidbits of deeper character development, no pun intended. For example, Ao-chan wasting her high school life and not doing much else, and while I do agree with Ao-chan on this aspect, as it's a better choice not to focus on the opposite sex at this age, she is literally shutting everyone in her life off, which is wrong. And while it's not explored a lot, this lets you, the viewer, imagine what that is like. Whether that works or not is subjective, but that's the obvious intent to me. It at least tries to have a little bit of depth. And this goes for the king of normies, Kojima. You get to really appreciate this character for what it is because you're not only taking the character in short bursts, but you're also, in part, hiding those flaws. And I guess I should address these flaws. The show's writing in general is just poor. My favorite parts of the show are the characters' chemistry, and because of that, for me, the show is easier to watch. And of course, some of the absurd moments make you laugh at the sheer ridiculousness of what you're seeing. But those moments in general are kind of hollow anyway. This show rarely offers anything of true substance that I would consider an anime adaptation-worthy show. Manga? Sure, but this anime just doesn't work well in this format. The writing for this show is proof of this, as it's 15-minute long episodes with a couple of manga chapters in every episode. This makes the pacing so strange in some respects, and almost every episode is jarring in some instance. As an example, the scene that leads into Ao-chan and Kojima on the roof in episode 2 is just not really that good. The whole point is to blend these chapters into a cohesive episode, but I feel that wasn't a priority with this show. It's not like I'm angry either. This show is based on a short-form manga about a girl who is a total perv, but I do expect something to help not take me out of the show. I want to be immersed, no matter how bad the source is or isn't. And finally, let's talk about the art and animation here. It's awful, and just not very good. And the studio behind this, of course, is Silverlink, who is never known for their production qualities, but I mean, this show is really a low for them. I've seen season 1 of Fate Khalid, and that's a very well-produced show. It really is. But this one makes me question if something went wrong, because the backgrounds and character designs are rough looking, especially the backgrounds, which are absolutely awful. And if you remember, I did talk about the backgrounds in the manga being bad as well, but the manga actually looks better I'm thinking what went wrong here is they knew they didn't have that much time to put into this anime based off what the source material was giving them, which if that is the case, then that's fine, but just look as well at the poster and then look at the anime. It just doesn't look the same. It just doesn't look the same as the finished product. It looks so much worse. Ao-chan Can't Study is an anime you all knew was going to be trash because the manga is trashy. But while that may be, there is trash that is enjoyable, and somehow, some way, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you want to watch Ao-chan, do not read the manga as it works better in the format that it's in. This should have never gotten, at least to me, a one-to-one adaptation because it just doesn't work as a one-to-one adaptation. It doesn't work in the current format at all. So do I recommend Ao-chan Can't Study? Sadly, no, I can't. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Remember, you can support me on Patreon for just $1 if you want to. It's a choice that you can make. As well, you can subscribe and ring the bell, like this video. Please comment what you think about Ao-chan Can't Study. I would like to hear that. Thank you. Goodbye.